I told a social worker the real reason my sister wants a foster kid. My sister Sophie has been trying to get approved for foster care for months now. She keeps posting about it on Facebook, talking about how she just wants to help kids who need a loving home. Everyone thinks she's some kind of saint, but I know the truth. Sophie lost her job at the insurance company back in March. She's been living off unemployment and side gigs, but it's not enough to cover her rent on that fancy apartment she refuses to move out of. She's one of those people who cares way too much about what others think. So instead of downsizing, she's been scrambling to find another income source. That's when she started researching foster care. Not because she suddenly developed a passion for helping kids, but because she found out foster families get monthly payments. In our state, it's around $800 per kid, plus clothing allowances and medical coverage. She started doing the math and realized if she got approved for 2 kids, that's more than her old salary. The whole thing made me sick. Sophie's never even babysat before. She can't keep a houseplant alive, let alone take care of traumatized children. But she's been putting on this whole performance, taking parenting classes, child-proofing her apartment, even bought a bunch of kids' books to make her place look more welcoming. What really got to me was when she called me last week, all excited about her home visit. She was bragging about how the social worker, Ms. Anderson, was impressed with her setup. Sophie kept going on about how easy this was going to be, how these kids just need someone to feed them and make sure they go to school. I couldn't take it anymore. Yesterday, I called the county office and asked to speak with Ms. Anderson. I told her I was Sophie's brother and had some concerns about her application. When she asked what kind of concerns, I just laid it all out. I explained that Sophie had never shown any interest in kids before, how she'd been struggling financially since losing her job, and how she'd been researching the payment amounts for months. I told her about the Facebook posts Sophie made back in February, where she was complaining about being broke and looking for ways to make money from home. Ms. Anderson listened without interrupting, then asked if I had any proof. I screenshot Sophie's old posts before she deleted them and emailed them over. There was one where she literally wrote, "Need to find a side hustle that pays monthly, thinking about becoming a foster parent, LOL." The social worker thanked me for calling and said they take these concerns very seriously. She mentioned that financial motivation is a huge red flag in their screening process, and that they'd be looking into this further. Sophie called me 3 hours later, absolutely losing it. Apparently, Ms. Anderson had called to schedule a follow-up interview and started asking pointed questions about Sophie's finances and motivations. Sophie figured out someone had tipped them off and somehow knew it was me. She screamed at me for 20 minutes about ruining her life and destroying her chances at helping children. I told her that was exactly the point. She wasn't trying to help anyone but herself. These kids have already been through enough without being placed with someone who sees them as a paycheck. She hung up on me and hasn't spoken to me since.